present tense in Spanish with the verbs in er with FrenchSpanishOnline.com. The present tense in Spanish, so you know it now, translate the English present tense but also the present continuous and the future, even if these tense exist in Spanish, and we will have lesson about them. For example, with the verb to eat, comer, you can say como, which is a translation of I eat, the present tense, but also I'm eating or I will eat according to the context. Let's see this verb because it is regular verbs, so we will see all the conjugation of the regular verbs thanks to comer, to eat. To translate the English I eat, you eat, he or she eats, etc., we will say and use this ending in Spanish o, es, e, hemos, eis, en. So using our stem com, we will have here como, comes, come, comemos, coméis, comen. Again, the subjects are into brackets because you are not obliged to use them, just to stress the subject or to make clearer your sentence. Here we have our Spanish formal to translate you, the singular form, usted come, and the plural, ustedes comen. Things you know now. Let's see the irregular verbs. We have several categories here. The first one for the diphthong verbs, for example, the verb volver, to go back, gets its stem like this. So the letter O becomes UE, we, but not again for all the subjects. So the conjugation of the verb volver is vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve, volvemos, volvéis, vuelven. Again, as you can see, these two plural forms are regular. Let's take another example with the verb querer, to want or to love. The stem is quier, so the letter E become here IE, and we have quiero, quieres, quiere, queremos, queréis, quieren. You need to learn these verbs because there is not really a rule to know if it's a diphthong verbs or not. Another one now, when the first singular form is irregular. Let's take the example of the verb hacer, to do, to make. As you can see, the first form is irregular because it is hago. And here all the things are regular. So hago, haces, hace, hacemos, hacéis, hacen, to translate I do or I make. Tener is another irregular verb to translate to get or to have, and we say here tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. Here you can see we have two irregularities. The first one is for the first singular form, and here this is a diphthong verb too. A third category of irregular verbs, verbs ending in ser. Conocer, for example. Conocer means to know. Here we have the first form is conozco with a zaid. Conozco. Conoces, conoce, conocemos, conocéis, conocen. So the first form is really different. And it's the same for all these verbs ending in ser, like obedecer, to obey, aparecer, to appear, ofrecer, to offer. So we have, for example, for obedecer, obedezco, obedeces, obedece, obedecemos, etc. So after it's exactly the same form as conozco. And the same thing for appear, aparezco y ofrezco. Let's see now a very important verb which is irregular too. This verb is ser, to be. Ser is one of the verb to be in Spanish. You remember in the first lesson the verb estar. So now we have the verb ser. The conjugation of this verb is soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son. So totally irregular, as you can see, and of course you need to learn it. We can say that we use ser with things that last. For example, soy grande, I'm big. So it's a thing that, of course, that qualify you and is going to last. Again, eres rubio, you are blonde, so it's not going to change every day. Of course, there are some exceptions, but that's the difference between the verb estar and the verb ser. Thank you very much for watching these slides with me. Está terminado. If you want to have all the script of this lesson and to take time to assimilate the information, you can go to the website FrenchSpanishOnline.com magazine because it's free as usual. So see you next time. Ciao, ciao.